when Returns Arceus came out. I know a lot of people love that game, Returns Arceus, but there were people who were nitpicking the visuals of Returns Arceus and saying the game looked horrible. Even though the Switch is it's really not a powerful console. Okay, but people were expecting the Switch to be a freaking supercomputer. Okay, the Switch is not a supercomputer. Okay, it is the Switch. It's not a supercomputer like the people wanted it to be a supercomputer. Okay, and even then, Nintendo does not really prioritize graphics all too much. They prioritize the gameplay. Okay, and yes, they want the game to look nice, but they prioritize the gameplay because they know gameplay is what people care about the most. Okay, Nintendo cares more about gameplay over graphics. That's why Nintendo has not been has not had the most powerful console since the GameCube era. That was the last time Nintendo really. Actually, the Xbox was more powerful, but the GameCube was actually more powerful than the PS2, despite the PS2 selling way more. Okay, and the last time Nintendo never really had an edge in graphics since the NES. Okay, Nintendo was more about the experience, more about having fun. Okay, it's like these people just can't get it. Okay, Nintendo was never about making the games look look as pretty as possible, like every other development team tries to do. Okay, Nintendo's more about the fun, the interesting, and making the games look as good as possible, making the games as powerful as possible. And sometimes Nintendo doesn't have sometimes takes a minimalist approach when it comes to graphics. Okay, they complain about Fire Emblem as well, Pokemon. Okay, as well. But again, the Switch is not a powerful console. They're expecting the Switch to have PS5 level graphics, even though the Switch released in 2017. The Switch is an old console already. Goodbye.